Alright guys, welcome back to this new video, and in this video you will learn how to create a custom brush inside of Photoshop, just like what you see on the screen right now. Okay, creating a custom brush gives you a lot of creative possibilities, so let's see how this is done. Alright, for you to create a custom brush, you have to start by creating a document. Okay, let's go to File, New, and I'll create a document that is 1080 by 1080, but you can use any dimensions that you want. Okay, then I'll just click on Create. Now to create this brush, I don't want it to be on this white background, so I'm going to create a shape layer with the pen tool. Okay, so just follow along, select the pen tool from here, and on the option bar you can see that I'm currently set to shape. Alright, so I'm just going to click here. Let's zoom in. I'll give a click here, then hold the shift key in order to go in a straight line like so. Then I'll click again there, then I'll let go of the shift key, come on the line. Once you hover on it, you get that plus sign. Okay, just click. That will add an anchor point right there. Then you can select the direct selection tool from here, or even when you have the pen tool active and we have this shape here active, you can press and hold the control key, that's the command key on the Mac. You'll be able to click on that anchor point and move it around, as you can see. So I want it to be somewhere around here. I'll let go like that. Then since the rubber band of the pen tool is still active, you can enable it by clicking here and turning rubber band on. Okay, since it is still active, I'll come and click right on the first click point here. Okay, just click there to close that path, then just hover on that line as well, come to this portion and just give a click there. Then press and hold the control key, that's the command key, to have the direct selection tool. Click on it and move it again this way. It should be very close to the other anchor point. Okay, we can zoom in to refine things further. I really want the 2 points to be close. Okay, so I'm just going to move it here like this. Cool. Now as we zoom out, you can see that the grass brush we are actually creating looks thin. Alright, which is what I really want. So I'm going to select the shape from here with the move tool. I will just press Ctrl+A to select everything, then click here to center it just like so. Okay, then I'll click to deselect. Now I'll click here and hide the original background. Okay, because I want this to be on a transparent background, as you can see. Then to create the brush itself, we can go to Edit, Define Brush Presets. Okay, here you can give a name. You can also see the size of the brush from here. Okay, I'll just call it grass, then I'll click OK. Now that the brush is created, we can create a new document here, and let's make the dimensions 2000 by 2000, and you can use whatever dimensions you have. Okay, I'll just double click here, and now if I go to the brush tool and here on the settings, you can see that the grass brush is selected. Okay, now since I have the brush selected, this is how it works right now. So cool. Okay, so what we are going to do is to click on the foreground color here and pick a nice color. You can go with any color from here, such as this one. Then as I click, just look how wonderful we can create certain effects just with the brush tool inside of Photoshop. Totally amazing. Okay guys, cool. Now if the brush settings do not work the way you want, you can customize the brush settings further. Okay, you can go to Window and then choose brush settings from here. Once this window shows up, first you can see that with this brush, if you click on the brush tip shape, we can adjust the spacing. Currently it is set to 10%, but we can take it down to 1%, which simply adjusts the spacing of the brush, and it does not really look nice right now. Okay, so we can increase the spacing to 14% to have this spacing on the brush, as you can see here. For the purpose of this lecture, I'm going to take this down to 11%, okay, to have this spacing, because I experimented with this and it worked well. Alright, then what I'm going to do is to switch to shape dynamics. You see that we can control the size jitter. Now as you can see on the preview here, the size of the brush is too regular. Okay, if you want to add some irregularity to it, we can adjust the size jitter, which means every brush stroke is going to be different. It's going to act differently. Okay, I prefer to leave that to 0. And similarly, we can adjust the angle jitter from here. Notice that as I click, and even when I rotate the mouse this way, the brush strokes do not get rotated as well. Okay, so we can press Ctrl+Z to undo that, and we can come to the angle jitter under the control, and these are some of the settings where if you have a Wacom tablet or a drawing tablet, then you can become very creative with most of these controls here. So it is currently set to off. I'm going to click and then I'll choose direction since I have a mouse. Okay, now you can also see the slight change from this preview here. Look there, that's the before. This is how they look, but as I change from control to direction, this is how it looks now. Okay, and with this option set, if I try to draw with the brush, it is going to mimic the look we have right here. So as I click and drag this way, I rotate the brush, everything gets rotated. Okay, as you can see right there. Cool. This can become really interesting and creative sometimes. Cool. So we are not going to spend a lot of time on these settings. I just wanted to show you this creative possibility here. I'm going to click here and choose off, okay, because I really like this look. Now let's look at something which we can also do again with the brush tool. Once you have the brush tool, we have this mode here called the symmetry mode. I can select it by clicking, and you can see that we have basically different modes here. If you want to draw vertically, you can select the vertical mode. Okay, let's just drag this side up like this, which means anything I do on one side will be replicated on the other side, right? So if I do like this, you also see that change being reflected here. If I do like this, you see that change right there. Okay guys, so this can become really creative sometimes. Now the mode I actually like working with a lot of times here is mandala. Okay, I'll select mandala from here and set the size count all the way to 10. Then I'll hold shift and alt and simply click and drag, okay, to scale it up. All right, now what I'm going to do is reduce the size of the brush, pick a nice color from here such as this one. Okay, this one will do. Let me see. Okay, then as we already learned, if we work on one section, it is going to be duplicated all over, right? So we can become really creative here like this. Go like this, come over here, do something there like that. Okay, all just with the brush tool inside of Photoshop. Let's undo that again, and we could also click and choose another color. This time we add more saturation to it, right? Cool. Then what I can do is I can click here, just do something like this with the brush tool. Okay, a lot of creative possibilities here right now. All right guys, as you can see. Cool. Something which we can easily do with the brush tool like this. Okay guys, very interesting. And you might look at this somewhere and think this is very complicated to create, okay, whereas it is done just with the brush tool with a few clicks of drawing, as you can see right here. All right, so let's try to create something really nice here. I'm going to pick this time this purple color here. Then I just want a slight design that comes like this. No, that looks not good. I will click here like this. Okay, this is actually interesting guys, and the type of designs you can create just by experimenting with the brush tool can become really endless. Okay, it just depends on what is in your head that you need to convey out there. Now if we create something like this, you notice we can't easily change or modify these colors. Okay, we can click here and then choose hue saturation and simply drag the hue around. You see, as we drag the hue around, we are able to modify those colors almost instantly, as you can see. All right, so we can have multiple variations of one design in terms of color, as you can see right here. All right guys, so this is just one creative way of working with the brush tool inside of Photoshop. Hopefully you found this video interesting, and if you did, thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next one tomorrow.